So I'm up on the scaffold around my roof that we're going to replace on our house here. So day one of doing some work on it, just to give you an idea of what it's like. But it is a wonderful view and a lot of work to be done on the roof. So here you go. There's the view from the scaffold over our field and the fields beyond. Our willow tree, which is probably going to cause us loads of problems. It's the wind. Look. So this is the roof, pan tile roof that we're taking off. I'm told this roof was redone in the 1970s. It has a bitumen felt roof, which is all perished. The battens are rotting. You might be able to just see a little bit of undulation in the roof. It's nothing too bad. Got these windows to replace, as you can see all the mortars falling out between the tile. Wind's died down on this side. We're on the east side of the house, which is a lot nicer. Yeah, there's a bit of work ahead of us. So guttering to put on here, you see the gutter clips completely rotted away. The aluminium guttering that was on the front was hanging for dear life. So I'm glad we've got that off now. And this is the south side elevation. And look at the brick here where it's swept away. I'm going to do something with that. Massive holes in the gables, a aerial that's just about holding on, another window to replace, and all of these bricks to repair. That massive haunching on the edge, eaves of the roof we're going to try and get rid of and do something with. Yeah, and this chimney, which I've got to take down, which is my first job now. I'm going to start taking this chimney down, which is pulling away from the house, tied in with these cast iron ties, and they're rotting away, and you can see it's just pulling away from the house. I'm hoping they've only tied it to the house with those ties, because then the brickwork should be okay behind. I'm going to reuse these bricks and rebuild a chimney stack. Should be sitting here on this part of the roof. 3 veluxes on front to give us more light, so 1 for the hall landing and 2 for the bedrooms, 1 bedroom each end. They're only small ones because I don't want to adjust too much of the timber work in the existing build if I can help it. There might be some strengthening of rafters that needs to be done. So roofers have been here today, stripping the roof on a nice windy sunny day. Got a bit of rock wall insulation in the loft room, more than I expected. And the rafters look in decent order, so that's good. This is a very traditional build, no ridge beam. Purling doesn't actually sit on walls, but is tied in ceiling collars. But everything has been very well fixed down and cemented in place. Again, using cement, which they shouldn't have used. Finding it really hard to strip everything off. I've got to put in some Velux windows, reinforce some of the timbers where they might be rotting, like that one. So here on the roof, I've uncovered the chimney, which we're going to rebuild, and it's obviously leaked around the original, what would have been a mortar flashing, and the rafter here is rotted away. We've got woodworm and rot all in the wall plate. This rafter's okay, and this rafter's okay, but this end one here is rotted and eaten away. So we're going to be doing some work on this to replace it. Got to replace this wall plate. It is as soft and wet. So I've got to take off this front course of bricks, support my rafters, replace that wall plate, replace the foot on this rafter. This is a main rafter, and it's all trimmed out for the chimney. And you see the old Morrison wedge holding it all together. Lovely joint that is. A well-built roof, it's just ancient. And the previous builder who did work on the house, they retiled this roof originally, used sand cement on everything, and wherever the sand cement has touched, it's rotted everything because it just can't breathe and move, and it's caused everything to sweat. So it had bitumen felt on top of the insulation, plasterboard, and these rafters have had sweat all over them. You can see the white and the sweat on the wood. It's a glorious day, sun shining, not a cloud in the sky. Look at that. So I've got the wall plate out. Yeah, it was actually quite solid underneath, but the top was all rotten, and where the rafters were sitting, it was rotten. Here I've found what I can of the leftover of the timber that's good quality. I was going to do a scarf joint, a full scarf joint, but found that one side of the rafter was full of woodworm, rotted out, so I had to keep the other side. So what I've done is done a half wrapped scarf joint, and I'm just going to glue all this up together. Go and cut this now, go do it in my workshop because I can use the bandsaw. Put a new foot on there. Well, there we go, I've done it. I've managed to replace the wall plate and splice in a new part of the rafter there. These rafters I'm going to have to sister up, especially this one on the end, as you can see, completely rotten. There's nothing there to fix to, so I'm going to have to just replace that rafter in total. These ones, I'll just put another rafter beside them, screw it all together. I'll have to resin fix those wall plates down into the wall, stop them from spreading out wide. That has been a day that I have not, if I'm honest, enjoyed in carpentry. It was not an easy task and not a nice find this morning, but hey ho, got there. So here we go, day 5 I think, might be day 6, lost count, but we've got all of the front elevation roof all done. Timbers in, all sistering up the rafters, opening there for a Velux on our landing. What a task it's been, but it's all been done up with construction X screws, sistered up, 600 centre screw, bolts, whatever you want to call them. Got a bit of rotten plate there which I've just chopped out and planted another piece on top, that one as well. But I've got a bit of brickwork underneath that when I take off this front, I'll call it plinth, I'll redo that. But hey, next step, rebuild front plinth, sort out the gables, and then I can wood fibre this side. But I've got to finish off the other side first. I'm only about probably 1/6 through that side, and that's got a lot more rot. Okay, so just here I've just taken off some of the cemented on brickwork on the outside of the wall plate for the roof, and here you can see how the cement is just trapped the moisture in, and as a result, look at it, it's just wet. I'm to investigate and see how deep this goes, and whether I've got to replace this bit of wall plate or whether it's just surface. I mean, technically woodworm should only eat around the outside and not very deep, but this has been obviously getting wet for some time. See how far I got. I mean, over here when I did this bit it wasn't actually that bad, but here, as you can see, it just keeps on giving. So, there we go, another bit bricked up and filled in. The wall plate didn't appear to be too rotten underneath, even though it was, as I showed before, there was woodworm and rot. When I chipped it away, it wasn't too bad, so that's good. So I basically replaced it with Lincolnshire bricks, lime mortar, so that should breathe now. And I've got a little bit of the chimney up, a little bit more of the chimney up today. Divide done inside and just used up my mortar that I've got on there. So there we go, we're getting there. Probably a third of the way along the back of the roof. So welcome back to the roof at Poplar Farm. I've had a few weeks away from the roof. I had to go and do some work elsewhere. Paid work, thankfully, because this roof is costing me a fair bit of money. Anyway, I got back on it today, stripped the felt off, as you can see, or breathable membrane, whatever you want to call it. And all the roof timbers are in, but what I wanted to do was reinforce the ridge, because it hasn't got a ridge board apart from where I've put it in, where the Veluxes are going. Along the line of the roof, where there was a chimney taken out, the wall has bowed outwards. So basically I decided, in case we have solar panels put on this roof, I want to make sure that the ridge cannot drop. So basically I'm putting in a ridge beam. So I've been putting in some collars along the ridge, and I'm going to put in some timber ridge beams which are laying in there. I've cut scarf joints on the end of them ready for tomorrow morning, and I'm going to put them in under the ridge to stop the roof from dropping. Now, I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm going OTT on this roof, really. Basically, sistered up the rafters, and the rafters, for the most part, were okay. Got some beetle eating away at them, a bit of rotting the odd one or two, and those ones have cut out completely and replaced. The wall plates were a disaster. They were rotten as a pair, as I've shown you before, and the feet of some of the rafters were not that great. So I've sistered up all the rafters. I've doubled up and trimmed out where the Velux windows are going at the front, and then there's one at the back as well on the landing. So the landing's got front and back. Now I'm putting in this ridge beam, and I think I'm over the top, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So that's what I've been doing today, getting it all ready. String lines up, getting a nice straight line underneath there on a ridge that is not straight, so that I can put up these timbers bolted together. Thankfully, in the middle where the landing divides off the two bedrooms, there are two solid brick walls that go straight the way down, so they are load-bearing walls, and I can go from gable to internal to gable, and be supported quite well. The other thing that we've decided as well, having a chat to my dear wife, is that this gable wall has got to be rebuilt. Now, I had to take a little bit out so I could get the beams in, but this gable wall goes to single skin, and what they've done, the old builders have plastered cement on the back of it, and it isn't strong, it wobbles, and the brickwork is really bad. So I'm going to rebuild that on both ends. I don't know when it's ever going to end, if I'm honest. And you can see the wrinkles all over me. I dire need of a shave. But hey, the sun's been shining today. It's been a nice day. Bit of cloud now. I'm told it's not going to rain tonight, so I'm not going to cover up. We'll see in the morning. Yeah, let's pray. God, please be merciful. So today I've got that ridge beam up. Oh, did I curse at this? So those are doubled up joists, 4.8 long. A wedge scarf joint there, and then it carries on, and then there's another wedge scarf joint, another 4.8 metres long length, or two, doubled up, built into the brickwork at either gable end. Oh, that was a pain on my own, I tell you that fact. And that's going to give so much support to the roof. Overkill, yes, but I don't intend to work on this roof for another 50, 60 years. Right, brickwork to take down now. So I've taken down the gable brickwork, and the archway, there was an arch of bricks there above the window, and yeah, they were just, well, it was held together by cement on the back of the brick where they couldn't be bothered to repair it properly, I guess, I don't know. But there's the original wooden lintel. I can only assume it's the original, because that was all lime mortar on top of that, and yeah, got to rebuild all this. I'm not sure why it was cut down to single skin at the top. It may well have been original single skin at the top, but I don't think so. Something tells me when I was knocking it all apart that they had knocked the back edge of the brickwork off, but I might be wrong. Probably am wrong. Probably was single skin at the top just to save money, and then they just plastered it in cement just to shore it up and make it stronger. But yeah, it just made all the bricks pop. All the faces go just like these. Look, like that. That is all bits that we've already chipped cement out of, where the cement on the face of it has basically made the brick work. Look at that, amazing. And that's all because of this stupid cement. Like where the brickwork had started to go, like this one started to go, look, if they'd have filled that with lime, that'd got a lot left in it because it was done in cement. It's destroyed. So tomorrow, try and get rid of that wooden lintel, take all of that wood off the timber off the top of that window. And I think what I'm going to do is actually lower this so that the lintel is about the right height of the window, because actually that window height, the top of the head of that window is the underside of the ceiling inside. So there's no need for all of that timber infill at the top. So I got this gable finished a few days ago. Brick course up on the eaves there to take the extra insulation board and batten, and then hopefully, if I haven't done my calculations wrong, the tiles will bed on top of here, and that will look nice. And then from there, I started doing the chimney. So been building up this chimney. Now at the stage, I haven't got to keep stepping it in, and I've got another 12 courses to go to get to the ridge line, and then I've got a 2-foot pot to go on top of that, which will give me my 2 foot over the ridge line. The other day I started on the other gable end as well, and yeah, found a lot of rotten timber bedded into it. So we've got to take that gable down like we did this one and this end one. So the north end we've got to take down like I did on the south end and rebuild it, put a better lintel in because rotten timber, and yeah, just repoint what I need to and replace what I need to. So I've still got a lot to do on this one, but I'm trying to concentrate on getting this roof all ready for the insulation and tiling, so that we can be watertight for all this coming rain that we seem to be threatened with. I've had another go at the chimney. I did another, I think 10 courses, maybe 11, and got it up to the stage where I've got to work out whether putting the pot on the top. It's been a long day. I am worn out because it is very windy and it was raining this morning, so I got very wet as well. But I'm very pleased with this chimney. It's come up really lovely. It is so hard work getting it plumb and level because the bricks are just not square in any way, shape or form. They're just all random sizes, shapes and everything, and just trying to get a level on it is, yeah, it is a nightmare. So we'll see when we take the scaffold down and see. It might be the leaning chimney of Lincolnshire, but we'll see. Well, here we go. The chimney finished at last. The bunch is a bit wet on the top, so we've got to protect that spindly. But here you go. It is one completed chimney. So tomorrow the flue liner comes. Arrives tomorrow, so I'm going to be up here sometime tomorrow or the next day, poking the flue liner down, and then, well, just wait for it all to dry out properly before we can start using it. No time like the present because it's getting colder. It's now mid-September, and yeah, the temperature's definitely changing. Night is closing in, so we're going to need that. But yeah, I'm very pleased, very pleased. So another day on the roof has been spent insulating, overboarding in wood fibre board. We've put the airtight membrane over underneath it, and then put the wood fibre board on, and it's temporarily fixed down horizontal battens at the moment. Got to change that to vertical battens, counter batten it, and then batten it out for the tiles. So this is the front view. I've got to cut the Velux windows out of it another time, and then the back still got to be done. But we're getting there, slow but sure. Had COVID for 2 weeks, worked through it, but it's been tough, so a bit slow. Well, Loki and I have finished another day on the roof. We've counterbattened the back. We did the front the other day, and it's all ready for felting now, and yeah, getting the tiles on. So we're feeling a bit happier today, to be honest. Had a good day. The sun hasn't been shining, but I had my little helper with me, and yeah, we managed to get it all battened out. Got the Veluxes to cut the insulation out for the Veluxes when we actually get the tile battens on and all that set out. But yeah, we've not done too bad. Oh, and we've done also the eaves detail along here, so that's ready to go. And yeah, quite happy with today for a change. So another day gone, felt and battens. As you can see, Velux is in, all ready for tiling. It's not a bad day's work for someone who doesn't do it every day. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All spaced out nicely, worked out really well. Just got to get the pan tiles to actually go on and line up, all handmade tiles. Not going to be easy. Hoping a roofer was going to come and help me, but he hasn't called me back. Tradesman's today, eh? Morning everyone, we're on the roof again today, felting and battening, and yeah, it's a dreary damp day, but we're on the back, felt and battening the back, around the chimney, getting it ready for the roof for next week. Here goes another day. Morning everyone, it's hopefully the final day of the roof. Sorry I haven't been on it shared much recently. As you can see, we've tiled. We've had a bit of a mission. We tiled with the original tiles and then decided actually they weren't any good. Had roofers come and do that for us, and then when we poured water over them, they just allowed all the water through. They just weren't sealing up properly, so we decided to go get some new tiles. And we did it ourselves as well because we weren't happy with the roofer's job. tried to get them to help us out and get things done quicker, and ended up costing us a lot more because they just weren't up to scratch. But as you can see, we've got some lovely pan tiles on here now, just a bit more modern. And yeah, and we're there, one gable done. And yeah, so today, hopefully, final day on the roof, scaffold down hopefully tomorrow, that'd be great. Today is, I think, the 11th of November. So we've been on this since the 18th of June. And yeah, it's taken some time. It's taken its toll on me and our finances, but we have a roof on our house that is watertight and insulated, and we've just got a final few things to do. So, thank you for watching.